Media outlets like CNN and MSNBC are fake news. Fake news.
Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene was reportedly selected to serve on the House Homeland Security Committee and Oversight Committees. Congressman Paul Gosar got a seat on the Natural Resources and Oversight Committees. Both Greene and Gosar are among the loudest election deniers.
I mean, I think we have to go back to how this happened. We know for a fact, no dispute, that the Russians backed Donald Trump. And whether or not Donald Trump would have won or not without the Russians, it doesn't really matter. We know that he was Putin's choice.
With the fine folks of Minnesota to the great peeps of Tennessee, along with the strong down in Texas, from sea to shining sea, from the suffering Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA. Now we can bring back the American dream, and it's time we stand and say, we're gonna make America great again. We're gonna keep our country free, and we're going to help all those who fought to give that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to Trump and support him here today, 'cause there ain't no doubt he loves this land. God bless Trump.
And we know that Marjorie Taylor Greene would not be there without Donald Trump. And so what happens? She's probably the second most powerful person in Congress now, and she has Putin's position on Ukraine. She's against aid to Ukraine.
We've watched tens of billions of dollars be sent to defend another nation's border that is not our own. Every single day, our border is invaded by people from foreign lands and also by drugs. Over 300 people are dying every single day. Americans are dying every single day from fentanyl poisoning. Yet the Biden administration and this Congress has not done anything to protect our nation's border and the American people. The American people deserve to have a secure border and deserve the protection of the federal government from the Mexican cartels that funnel drugs into America to kill Americans. I'm calling for an audit of every single penny that has been sent to Ukraine, including aid money and any other monies that have been given to the Ukrainian government to defend their national security, where our national security has been ignored.
So to me, the most disturbing thing about this is not that she's some whack job 9/11 conspiracy, which she is.
I wasn't a political person until I found a candidate that I really liked, and his name is Donald J. Trump, when he ran for president. And then I started seeing things in the news that didn't make sense to me, like Russian collusion, which are conspiracy theories also, and have been proven so.
She's some whack job 9/11 conspiracy, which she is.
I also want to tell you 9/11 absolutely happened. And it's a tragedy for anyone to say it didn't happen. And so that I definitely want to tell you, I do not believe that it's fake.
Jason, McCarthy promised to keep some Democrats off of committees after Greene was kicked off committees in the last Congress. Today, Hakeem Jeffries named Adam Schiff and Eric Swalwell to Intel anyway, and McCarthy didn't name them, but he said Democrats use committees to target their opponents, and that ends with the new majority. What do you think that means?
Look, Gosar and Marjorie Taylor Greene were kicked off of committees in 2021 because they support terrorism. Because they support terrorism.
That was bullshit.
We can't pretend that's not the case. They support terrorism. They supported the men and women who stormed the Capitol and tried to kill their colleagues.
This motherfucker's a retard.
Representative Gosar posted an altered anime video to his Twitter account showing an image of himself swinging swords at President Biden and killing Democrat Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
It's over a cartoon he posted on Twitter depicting him killing Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and also attacking President Joe Biden.
A censure resolution is the most severe form of punishment in the House, and it now strips Gosar from the House Oversight and Reform Committee as well as the Natural Resources Committee.
If there's any reason to kick you out of the club, it should be trying to murder other people in the club.
And what are they doing today? Censoring a member for a cartoon. You got to be kidding me.
There is no legitimate reason to keep Schiff or Swalwell off the Intelligence Committee. There is no legitimate reason to keep Schiff or Swalwell off the Intelligence Committee.
Kevin McCarthy has removed Democrats, that would be Adam Schiff, Eric Swalwell and Ilhan Omar, removed them from the Intelligence and Foreign Affairs committees.
McCarthy saying that Swalwell's reported relationship with the Chinese spy and Schiff's defense of the Steele dossier, some of the reasons they should be removed.
Eric Swalwell cannot get a security clearance in the public sector. Why would we ever give him a security clearance in the secrets to America? So I will not allow him to be on Intel. You have Adam Schiff, who had lied to the American public time and again. We will not allow him to be on the Intel committee either.
Speaker McCarthy said at the FBI briefing they wouldn't have this guy, Swalwell, on any committee.
It is a story straight out of a spy novel.
Suspected Chinese spy targeted California politicians. One of her biggest targets was Representative Eric Swalwell.
If you got the briefing I got from the FBI, you wouldn't have Swalwell on any committee.
As far as Swalwell, I mean, look at last Congress. Congressman Gosar was removed from his committee because he made an anime video. So do I think that Swalwell being compromised by a Chinese spy is reason to be removed from the Intel committee? Heck yes, I do. He's obviously sold out to China. In the House, I just voted to stop selling our strategic oil reserves to China. So did most Democrats. But little Eric took a walk and refused to take the vote. He's compromised, and he should be nowhere near top secret classified information.
What do you think about the statements about removing these Democrats from their committees?
There is no legitimate reason to keep Schiff or Swalwell off the Intelligence Committee.
Look, I think Nancy Pelosi set the precedent. She did something that had never been done before and reached into the minority party to decide who could and could not serve on some committees. I think Kevin McCarthy is following her precedent. So the Democrats have nothing to complain about because they started this dance. And frankly, the three people he's picked so totally deserve being kicked off committees, it's unbelievable.
You're unbelievable.
These are people who are primarily engaged in a slow-moving insurrection. And so the idea of petty personal rivalries pales in comparison to the fact that you will now have people who are actively a part of trying to overthrow the government violently having access to high-level security information, which will make their next attack all that much easier to plan.
Congresswoman, Adam Schiff as well. This guy wasted 6 years of our life fantasizing about some Trump pee-pee tape that didn't exist.
And I can't go into the particulars, but there is more than circumstantial evidence now. So, again, I think...
So you have seen direct evidence of collusion?
I don't want to go into specifics, but I will say that there is evidence that is not circumstantial.
And now he got busted in the last Twitter Files thing, trying to push another hoax about Russians and release the Devin Nunes memo thing. I mean, isn't this another guy who should just be nowhere near classified information?
There are a bunch of blue anons, conspiracy theorists that have these witch hunts and hoax that they chase after. The Democrats' double standard is out of control. If it was a Republican caught with a Chinese spy, what would they do? They would be all over that. But the fake news, they would be running 24/7 if this was a Republican. And instead, they are running from it because it's a Democrat. And most Americans haven't even heard about everything that's going on. And going back to Swalwell, has he been a member of the Intel Committee? But he was a subcommittee chair. And in one hand, he's holding a gavel. And Dan, in the other hand, he's holding a hammer and sickle.
I am your voice.